Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I've got a bird problem, folks. First, I was telling you the other day that I've got a bird. It sounds like he's got a personal problem with me. He took a crap on both of my door handles on my car. Then I go out there today, and it's like he's gone and said, hey, I'll show this guy. I'm going to eat as many worms as possible, and then I'm going to stand on the top of his car, and I'm just going to let her rip. And it's like every day. It's like this bird's targeting me. I don't know what the plan is, but I know I've got to go visit the car wash. Now, check this out, folks. This is what I've been talking about. Tech IPOs will come back in 2024, okay? This is trends. Tech IPOs will come back in 2024. Write it down, folks. You want us to talk about hype, and they don't even mention the crypto part of things in here, but they're talking about things like OpenAI and a lot of these AI companies, Stripe, Discord, Reddit, Canva, Scale AI, SpaceX. Imagine the hype cycle that's going to go on when this happens, folks. It's going to be unbelievable. Now, what I'm doing, Link2 is one of my sponsors, and what I'm doing is for the next, as long as I'm able to, probably the first half of 2024, I'm going to, as aggressively as I can, I'm going to be accumulating some of these things. Like Circle is one that I've been meaning to accumulate. I just started on that one. I might go back and accumulate more Ripple. I don't know. It just depends on what's on the platform and what we're looking at. But it's time. So, and you know the deal. Link2 is one of my sponsors, linqto.com, to go check it out. Anderzel, the longer the base, XRP reached all-time high 2,185 days ago. Folks, look no further than the Monica Long prediction for 2024, where she said that what will happen in 2024 is we'll end the hype cycles, the speculation cycles. That's saying one thing. That's saying that we're going to get something we've never had. Utility. All bets are off when utility kicks in, folks. The Bitcoin ETF approval is 11 days, 15 hours, 12 minutes, 7 seconds away. Eleanor Terrett said that today is the SEC's deadline for Bitcoin spot ETF issuers to file their amended S1s. Expect to see some filing activity today in preparation for the approvals that could come as early as next week. Then here's a Bitcoin commercial, and I wanted to show you something. Look at this. This person found that they have 666 in the commercial. I think if I'm betting, they're basically saying central banks are 666. That's, if I'm betting, that's kind of what they're getting at without saying it. But here's the commercial. I didn't really get it. I'm not born to Bitcoin. I'm born to XRP. How about that? Then we got Perrianne Boring. She was on Fox talking about Senator Warren again.
What's in store for Bitcoin in 2024? Big question we're all asking. So I want to bring in an expert on the space. Perrianne Boring is the founder and CEO of the Chamber of Digital Commerce. Perrianne, great to talk to you today. So I want to start with that Senator Warren backed bill. It is the Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act. It has bipartisan support. It would crack down on the space by introducing a number of restrictions that traditional banks are used to, like know your customer laws. There's been a lot of pushback that this would destroy the industry in the U.S. So first, I want to get your take. What could this mean for crypto?
Yeah, hey, Kelly, it's great to be here. Senator Elizabeth Warren has misled the American people as well as the U.S. Congress on multiple fronts. First, she's misled us to believe that crypto has an AML problem. It does not have an AML problem. The vast majority of illicit finance goes through the traditional financial system and legacy banking infrastructure. It's not happening in the cryptocurrency space. And the reason being is because every single crypto transaction is logged on a public ledger called the blockchain, and law enforcement has greater tools to track and trace on a blockchain than they do on legacy infrastructure. So that's misleading claim number one from Senator Warren.
Well, Senator Warren, misleading and lying and corrupt behavior, that's just one tiny thing that Senator Warren has done. She and Gary Gensler and all of their friends, they're all in the same boat. This is what they do. They're liars. Here, Elizabeth Warren is talking about taxes. Meta Lawman, rightly so, points out this IRS program is the brainchild of famous Stanford law professor Joseph Bankman, who is known for raising an even more famous offspring, Sam Bankman-Fried. Joe Bankman has collaborated directly with Senator Warren for years on tax policy. Wonder why she left that part out. These people are all on Team Sam Bankman-Fried. Everywhere where there's corruption, you can find them. They cover for Ethereum. Everywhere where there's corruption, you'll find Elizabeth Warren, Gary Gensler, and their friends. And you'll find a lot of their three-letter agencies, but we'll talk about that in the private group today at daixrp.com. Then you got this. Check this out. Gold Telegraph, 20% of global oil settlements use currencies other than the U.S. dollar. This is very significant. BRICS is about to expand officially. The petrodollar has granted the United States a significant advantage for decades. Historic events are playing out right now. You got that right. Then we got this. The SEC deeply regrets errors in crypto case. Asked judge to waive sanctions after misleading statements. And I kind of translated this. The SEC deeply regrets lying in court for 3 years, causing Ripple to have to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to prove they were lying. Just the first lie that they told off the top of my head. Remember how when the case first started, they said Bill Hinman's speech was his personal opinion, and then once that was exposed as being a lie, they moved the goalpost. And I think it eventually became that it was the opinion of the opinion of the department he was in, finance department. So it went from being Bill Hinman's personal opinion, then once it was proven that they were all sending emails around and all that, it eventually became the opinion of the, I'm drawing a blank on what his department was, capital finance or whatever. But anyway, you get the point. The point is that they are perfectly willing to lie in court to a judge, and then when they're caught, they deeply regret it. And without look, this is what I'm saying here. When are you going to send that subpoena, Patrick McHenry, Tom Emmer? When's the subpoena? Because look, with no repercussions, that's how you get Gary Genslers. That's how you get career corrupt officials, is by there never being any repercussions for them. This guy has to pay for what he's done, and if he doesn't, there'll be another Gary Gensler down the road. I had to stop the video because I had to go tell my 17-year-old that he had to unload the dishwasher. He had to do a dinner for a school project last night for people, and I told him that cleaning it up is a part of that, and especially as much as I hate to unload the dishwasher. So anyway, I was trying to make sure he did it before he walked out the door. Now, Tom Emmer says Gensler's SEC sides with Wall Street, not Main Street. Actually, it's a little worse than that, Tom. They side with the country that starts with a C, and their entire infrastructure, including three-letter agencies, are helping to do it. We'll talk about that more in daixrp.com. His SEC sides with Wall Street, not Main Street. I'm proud to join Warren Davidson, who is also sending a bunch of tweets and talking and sending letters instead of subpoenaing Gary Gensler. I'm proud to join Warren Davidson as a co-lead on this bill, the SEC Stabilization Act, so we can fire Gary Gensler. So this is more talk. They're talking about a bill that they both know will not pass, okay? So it's all talk. Subpoena. Nothing else. Everything else is BS. Everything else is just to make it look like they're doing something. And then Brian Costello says Gensler's audacious shielding of China. See, he's pointing out the real problem. They're not even bringing up the real problem, which is kind of telling. The supposed good guys are not even bringing up the real problem. Brian Costello is Gensler's audacious shielding of the Chinese crimes, coupled with his outright refusal to even investigate, is beyond infuriating. It's scary is what it is. Don't forget, Gensler was handpicked by an administration that is now notorious for its China protection racket. Back in 2000, I won't go any further into that, but we are going to go further into it in the member group. And then this is the other thing. None of this is a coincidence, folks. Truth Labs. It's very fitting that crypto's biggest crime organization, based out of China with direct ties to the CCP, received 133,700 Ether on just one of their Genesis block addresses. Is this a sign that they were always destined to be Ethereum's hackers? Recognize any names? If you follow me closely, you do. Look at this, folks. Pretty shady. All right. And then Bill Morgan says it exactly correctly. It is extraordinary, this failure to report on what has been disclosed about Ethereum, the Hinman conflicts, the DAO hack, is the sinister corollary of the 6-year misinformation campaign against XRP and the XRP ledger. You can't understand one without the other. Same forces behind both. And he's retweeting Stephen Narioff's comment about there being no press on the DAO hack. Speaking of no press, Laura Shin doesn't seem to want to talk to Stephen Narioff about it. She is a crypto journalist after all. She loves talking about Ethereum. She wrote a book on Ethereum. So I'm asking her, why are you not having Stephen Narioff on? She's also very interested in the DAO hack. She even wrote an article to say that she figured out who did the DAO hack. And now she's got a guy, Stephen Narioff, who is contradicting what she found. Wouldn't you want, if you wrote that book and you came up with all of that, wouldn't you want to have him on to debate him? Because after all, you found out who did the DAO hack. But she won't even comment on it, folks. These people have never commented on ETHgate. They've never commented on all these. These are things that are factual, folks. These are things that are actually being found. The fact that they won't even say a word tells you everything, folks. Now, Max Kaiser, speaking of more truth that they will not acknowledge. Remember, Max Kaiser worked for Russia Today. Max Kaiser loves talking about Bitcoin, but he will not talk about the fact that Homeland Security met with the 4 Satoshis. So when he says the following here, and I had to add on, many of you will remember the politician Howard Dean, who ruined his political career when he did that idiotic scream when he was, after I think he lost a state or something. But I had to add it on to the end of this to illustrate the absurdity that is Max Kaiser.
You're just in Bitcoin, right? You don't touch Ethereum, Ripple, any of these others?
No, because there's nothing any of those coins can do that Bitcoin can't do now or will be able to do soon. There was a period where the development of Bitcoin was too slow in the minds of some. So people like Roger Ver and others decided to fork Bitcoin and create what they consider to be the true Bitcoin. But now Bitcoin is cannibalizing those coins. It's eating their lunch. It's just like a monster. It's like a black hole. Everything's going to be gobbled up into Bitcoin. All the other altcoins, all fiat coins. That's how the strength of their weakness is what drives this thing to 100,000.
You know something? If you had told us 1 year ago that we were going to come in third in Iowa, we would have given anything for that. And you know something? You know something? Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
Max Kaiser and Michael Saylor have had many Howard Dean moments, in my opinion. Now, India to ban non-crypto exchange URLs. There's the list of them. I've seen these types of articles 10,000 times since I got in this. Normally it's some attempt to manipulate the markets is what I've observed. Now I'm going into DAI XRP. We're going to talk about those three-letter agencies that are helping, and the Gary Genslers and the Senator Warrens and the bad guys of the world, and the different things that they're doing to help cover for the that country that starts with a C over there, how they're helping them infiltrate this country. We're going to go into that in the group. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family that we've got a lot of trash to take out in this country, and I'm going to talk about some of that trash here in a second.